Welcome back to Hooligan Nation, a KISS-Centric podcast. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Rocco.
Yes, you are. And this week, we are back for another bonus segment of all new material. We get to talk about the video KISS Exposed. One of the better videos I think that KISS ever put out.
Absolutely.
And like most things with KISS, it comes with a story. Do you know the story?
I don't know really the story. I just know that there was a lot of gimmicky stuff it's extremely entertaining. Any KISS fan has to love that video.
This is a funny story to me. I mean, maybe it's me. I can be goofy sometimes. The way the story goes is the record company wanted to put out a video cassette. Yes, for all you kids out there, those big things that look kind of like bricks. A video cassette of the music videos. And both Paul and Gene kind of balked at that. And I guess Paul is on record as saying that he felt like it was defrauding the fan base. And they came up with this idea to do this whole video scripted. I mean, it's all fake.
Yeah, but it's very funny. It's very entertaining.
It is kind of entertaining, and it is kind of funny. The funny thing about that story is that Gene and Paul go back to the record company and pitch this idea that the record company accepted, and they make this video, and just about a year later, you know what the record company does? They put out a video cassette called Crazy Nights that has the 3 Crazy Nights videos on it.
Oh, so they did it anyway.
They did it anyway. They just did it a year later and a record later. Yeah, I found that pretty funny. And look, for all KISS fans and for all music fans out there, I mean, I'm by no means a record industry expert genius, but it's pretty clear to me that that kind of shit comes from the record company anyway.
The music business is ruthless.
So let's talk a little bit about KISS Exposed. KISS Exposed was released May 18th, 1987. It's 90 minutes long, and it is part scripted and part, I guess, compilation video would be the best way to explain it.
The cool thing about it, I don't want to cut you off, but the cool thing about it, I know you like too, is when they went to the vault, they really went to the vault with some of the stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
with some of the old videos, 1975, and just some of the things that they did as a band, like in unison with the music, and doing I always loved that they did that stuff.
I thought a couple things were funny. Paul scene in the beginning of the video, caroling.
Yeah, I love that part.
That's good stuff right there.
Yes.
The portrayal of Gene, I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, we're not giving anything away, but the caroling, just so you guys know, if you haven't watched the tape, what he's referencing is that Paul is in a bed and girls are like scantily clad, dressed, and they go by the name of every one of the girls on the bed with him, and they're all named Carol. So the guy goes, "So I guess you went caroling last night."
He went caroling, which brings me to my next thing. Can you say and spell misogynistic? Oh my God.
Yeah, misogynistic is correct.
Oh my God.
I can't spell it though.
I don't know if you could get away with even making that in 2025 for the mainstream. This is the only way that we really saw this stuff. They had to put a video out with old film. You couldn't find it anywhere else. I would say for most, I mean, unless you were big into bootleg videos, which I'm sure there was a certain percentage, but it was low. The rest of us, had never seen any of this footage until we watched the video, which like as I was watching this last night, I thought that was the coolest part, was taking me back to, you didn't really see, you saw a lot of Kiss in makeup in print, in pictures, but you didn't see a lot of it in video other than like Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park at the time and that kind of stuff. But you didn't see a lot of video. It wasn't readily available in any way.
No, and the latest stuff, not just music wise, but the latest like movies or something like that. I'm like, oh, I got the latest thing on Block. I just went to Blockbuster and I got 2 new movies.
Anyway, it's a cool video. It's a mix between obvious satire mixed with great information. They start the video out with "Who Wants to Be Lonely" music video, all night music video, and then they move right into what I remember as a defining moment in time and in this video, which was "I Love It Loud" live in Rio in 1983, which happens to be their last show in makeup the first time. Um, and I know for me, I had never seen a clip of that. I'd never seen anything of that. It was a really cool thing to do. The other thing they did is I thought they did a really good job of mixing the new Kiss with the old Kiss.
Yeah, I'm glad you said
Um,
that. Very true.
they threw in, a clip of Ace smoking the guitar. They threw in a clip of Peter Criss singing Beth. They threw in a clip of Gene Simmons spitting blood in makeup. They put that all in there.
One thing that's cool too is how they set the songs up. Like all night, they give you innuendos leading into. Then they play the video. Then Who Wants to Be Lonely? Same thing. Like they set up not necessarily the vault stuff, like the old black and white stuff that they put out, but I like how they kind of like set an innuendo, and then they would finish it, and boom, the video would be playing.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. And by far, at least for me, the biggest, I guess, exciting part was Detroit Rock City, 1980 in Australia.
I like that too, but I also like the Maid.
Okay, there's only so much of that you can
And I'm
see,
jumping
uh,
ahead.
especially in a Kiss video.
I was very fond of her. I'm sorry.
Uh, But I thought it was, the clip of Detroit Rock City in Australia in 1980 is probably the best live version, at least for me, of Detroit Rock City. If
It's
it's
very good.
not the best stage show they ever had, it's one of the best stage shows they ever had. I thought the costumes, the Dynasty costumes, for whatever reason, a lot of people kill them costumes because they were too kid friendly, but I love them. I love the
I like
cape.
them too.
Yeah, I like all that. Hey, let me ask you a question.
What do you got?
Do you YouTube?
I'm always on YouTube.
When you YouTube, how do you support the YouTubers that you like?
If I find something I dig, I subscribe to it and I hit like right away.
That's a great idea. I'm sure the creators appreciate your support.
I would think so.
You think maybe now's a good time to ask everyone in the audience to support us?
Absolutely.
To everyone in the audience, please subscribe to our little channel. And while you're there, hit the like button.
We're enjoying what we're doing and we want to continue to grow the hooligan community.
We appreciate all your support.
Absolutely.
Cannot review this video without talking about the Paul Stanley workout. Yeah. I mean,
That was set up pretty good too.
it's so goofy that it's good.
Yeah,
It's
it's really well said. It is extremely goofy,
oh,
but extremely entertaining. Like I said, the word you put on this video, if you have not seen it and you're a Kiss fan, is it an extremely entertaining video. Now, it is misogynistic. If you're a female Kiss fan, you may have a different take, but overall, I think the whole tape is extremely entertaining. A lot of good
yeah.
stuff.
Look, if you're no matter what kind of Kiss fan you are, whether you're a female or you're a millennial, you have to remember that it was 1987 and all bets were off.
Yeah.
and they were pushing the limits. Everybody was pushing the limits in every different way that they could. I mean, I would love to get Gene and Paul's take on whether they even think they could have got away with that
Yeah, I
today.
don't think so. I mean, there's a part where they go into Gene's room. It's Paul's house, but Gene has a room. And he walks this reporter to Gene's room, and you see this red, smoky door ahead. They go in there, and there's candles, and he's sitting on a throne, and there's this girl that kind of lowers him down off the throne, and there's four girls' faces in the wall in like a picture, and he tells them by the name, and he has them switch. Like it, satire is the key word. It was a lot of funny stuff in there.
It's clearly, I mean, you have to have a sense of humor, I guess, but it's clearly satire, and they're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, I don't think. But
No, I think honestly, that's what I really get out of it is them kind of making fun of the rock and roll lifestyle.
and them kind of making fun of themselves.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You've heard interviews with Paul saying, "Oh, you've been to all these places. Yeah, I've seen a lot of hotels." Like it's not what everybody thinks, but he's like, "Okay, so we're going to do a video based on what you think the rock and roll lifestyle is." Like because there is that excess, but there's a lot of going from one hotel to the other and a grind, and it's not all like. But again, they made it a lot of fun, and it did seem like they were kind of making fun of what some people project as what they do, like nonstop, just excess.
Well, the 80s were.
I'm talking chicks with Kiss because it wasn't about
Yeah,
other nice,
I was
other
gonna
nice
say
people.
the 80s with Kiss, I would label as sexcess
Yeah, it's a good point.
because they're right in the middle of it. Everything is about sex.
They were always about chicks. I'm not saying that. It's just
Oh yeah.
to me, like I said, it was like a spoof, like Paul in the bed with like six girls all named Carol. Like they kind of like it to me, they made fun of it and they made it funny.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. And I took it, like I said, as satire, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that would be received in 2025 from, you know, 25-year-olds, let's
It
say.
wouldn't have been released. It would have been canceled.
Well, it might have been released, but they might have been canceled because of that release.
Yeah.
So just real quick, the video rundown, Who Wants to Be Lonely music video, All Night music video, I Love It Loud, live in Brazil, Deuce, 1975, live in San Francisco, Strutter, 1976, live in Detroit, Beth, 1977, live in Houston, Detroit Rock City, live 1980 Australia, Tears Are Falling music video, Lick It Up music video, All Hell's Breaking Loose music video, I Love It Loud music video, I Stole Your Love live, Houston 1977, Heaven's on Fire music video, Ladies Room live 1977, Houston, and Rock and Roll All Night live, Australia 1980. Amazingly enough, and I thought this was kind of amazing, but maybe that's me, was certified platinum in the United States with which I didn't know this, but for videos is 100,000 copies sold. So obviously the video did well at the time. And part of the reason why I think the video did well was because of the clips from the makeup era. All right, man, you got anything else for Kiss Exposed?
I like how the last thing I'll say is I like how they're making fun of of the life, but they're also there's certain tender moments too where they do get a little serious and they talk about the Beatles, how they're growing up in the same area, and they talk about how they sang the Beatles song. The two of them sang it together. If you break my heart, I'll go. Like I enjoyed that too. Like there were some moments where they got real, and I thought that it fit really well with everything else that they put out on that video.
Yeah, if you weren't born in 1987 and you've never seen this before, it can be found as a complete video on YouTube. Like I said, it's about 90 minutes long. If you're going to spend the 90 minutes watching it, you have to think back to before streaming, before the internet, before things like YouTube, and understand that this is really how we got this stuff. So it was much more of an event. When
Yeah.
a video like this came out, all the KISS fans ran to wherever they could to buy the video because you were undoubtedly going to see something that you had never seen before, and that was the only way you were going to be able to see it.
And your friends that were Kiss fans that would tell you about it, if you hadn't seen it, it, like he said, it drove you crazy because you had to see it.
Oh yeah, everybody had to get it. You had to run out and find it. You know, there was no Amazon. You couldn't order it and it was here the next day. There was none of that at the time. Like you had to go to the record store or the video store.
But you said something that's super key to our age, our era, and probably a lot of our fellow hooligans out there will be able to relate to this. In this era, and this is probably going to come up through episodes more than we do this, it's going to come up again. Music and CDs and videos were an event back then. Like everything is fast now and it's access and it's convenient, but there's no buildup. Like you would wait. I'd wait in line at Sam Goody for the latest AC/DC album or the latest Kiss album or whatever, and you'd be like stoked, and you'd have to listen to that entire thing that day, and it was like a prize. Now you could just stream a song right on Spotify or whatever, but it made it you value that stuff a lot more. We're gonna say it over and over again. It's our age. We're definitely showing our age with this stuff, but you said the word event, and it like triggered that in me.
They were all events. All right, guys, if you like this episode and you're on our YouTube channel, check out one of these episodes that we're going to put right up here. And don't forget, don't ever forget, if it's too loud, you're too old. Peace out, Hooligan Nation.